Pitch Perfect 2. So Pitch Perfect 2 is the sequel to the surprise hit Pitch Perfect, which is about a group of female a cappella singers who are trying to find their way. Now the first one actually caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. I watched it with no expectations, little hope for it, and I walked out actually really enjoying it. And I've seen it 2 or 3 times since, and it gets better every time for me. With that being said, however, when I found out they were going to make a sequel, I was not excited for it. This is going to be a cash grab with bad jokes and horrible acting, and it's just not a good idea. So was my prediction right? No, this is actually a really good movie, and I'd actually say it's better than the original. This movie really surprised me with how incredibly funny it is. It didn't just rely on what made the first one successful. You actually see character development in this movie, and the story gets bigger and better, as it should do when you make a sequel. Now this movie stars Anna Kendrick, and she is, well, I like to look at her. Anyway, she's fantastic, and she's back as the lead Becca. I really liked what they did with her in this movie. It kind of was sort of similar to the first one, where she was with the group of the a cappella singers but also had her own story going on the side of her trying to further her career as a music producer. She explored that more than the original did, which led to some of the funniest scenes in the movie with her boss, played by Keegan-Michael Key from Key and Peele, and he stole the movie for me. He's flat out hilarious in every scene he's in. You know who else kills it here? The a cappella announcers from the first one, Elizabeth Banks and Jonathan Michael Higgins. These two are hilarious. Higgins has some of the most inappropriate, socially unacceptable lines that I've heard all year. I could literally watch those two sit and talk to the screen for 2 hours and be as entertained as I was with this movie. The film also stars Rebel Wilson, and I'm not the biggest Rebel Wilson fan. She's kind of like Melissa McCarthy to me. I can only handle him so much, and was she cheesy and typecast? Well, yeah, but they kind of played on that too, so I actually enjoyed most of her scenes, and I was actually surprised that they flushed out her character a little bit. As far as her relationship goes with Bumper, played by the guy everyone loves on Modern Family. And I keep coming back to depth, and that's what this movie did to surprise me. It wasn't just lame jokes. They actually had character depth. I mean, this movie's not Citizen Kane, but for what it is, they give you more depth than you might be expecting. Now, are some of the jokes really bad? Yeah. There's an ongoing joke with one of the a cappella team members who is Mexican, and she keeps referencing how she's gonna either die or be deported, and I did laugh at a few of them. I think 1 or 2 of those jokes would have sufficed. Instead, 7 or 8 of them were told, and they were kind of redundant. You know who else is in this movie? The Green Bay Packers. I'm not kidding. A select few members of the Green Bay Packers, including Clay Matthews, compete in an underground a cappella tournament, and they're actually really good. Now, I'm a huge NFL fan, die-hard NFL fan, and while the Green Bay Packers aren't my favorite team, I do have a soft spot for them, mostly because I'm actually part owner of the Green Bay Packers. I own the Packers. This time around, too, there's also a newcomer to the a cappella group, played by Haley Steinfeld. If you don't know who that is, she is the very young scene stealer in 2010's True Grit. She was going head-to-toe with actors like Jeff Bridges and Matt Damon. She's a really good actor. And while she doesn't quite give that type of performance in this movie, I thought she did a really good job in this film. When we meet her, her biggest dream is to become a member of the Bellas, because her mom, played by Kate Sagal, was one of the original Barden Bellas, so she's in fact a legacy. I didn't even talk about the beginning of this movie. Now, if I have an issue with this movie, it's got the unrealistic elements at times, and again, they do poke fun at how unrealistic this is with the a cappella world championships. They make fun of it, but still, the opening scene, while I did laugh, is kind of just dumb and unrealistic, but it does set the tone for the movie. So I mean, again, pluses and minuses for that. Overall, this movie is a lot better than I was expecting it to be. I had to go see an early screening last Wednesday, and the audience I was with actually applauded at the end of the film, and I have not seen that in any of the movies I've seen so far this year. That includes 2 of the summer's biggest films, Furious 7 and Age of Ultron. Now, is this movie better than those 2? No, but it's still a fun time. I would recommend it to anybody. I'm looking forward to seeing it again. So I'm gonna go big on this one. I'm gonna give it 3 out of 4 reels. It's a fun time. Anyway, guys, are you looking forward to seeing Pitch Perfect 2? Have you seen Pitch Perfect 2? Anyway, guys, as always, don't forget to go to Reelsguide.com. Check out all the articles we're pumping out over there. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you didn't check out the last video, I'll leave a link in the description below. It's when we're renovating the Reelsguide office. Anyways, thanks a lot guys, I'll see you next time.